Hey guys, it's Mark here and welcome back to Ecom Blueprint. Now in the last video, you would have remembered that we went through, setting up the Shopify store, but we didn't go too much into the nitty-gritty parts of, optimizing your product pages and stuff for conversions, which is what this video is about. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to best optimize your product page so that it can get conversions. Obviously, when you're bringing in customers all the time, you want them to be able to trust you so that they actually do end up purchasing off you. So if you actually look at this product page we have on our screen now, this is the lamp that you would remember from the last video that we uploaded manually. So this one we didn't import off AliExpress via Oberlo. Now what we're going to do, and something I'm going to teach you quickly before we get started into the optimization kind of stuff, is how to override a product if you ever need to. Now obviously because this was uploaded manually, we don't have any other photos or the proper variants and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to override it. Now we'll just go into AliExpress, and this is the same product that I got the screenshot from to upload the photo to here earlier. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to properly upload that with Oberlo. So if we actually click on import list now, so we just imported that to our import list, and you can see it here. So that's come up now, and what we want to do is we want to override. So we click action here, select product to override. We're going to type in lamp, and this will bring up that exact lamp we were looking at just earlier on our store. So if we click lamp, what we are going to do is we're going to override images, but we won't override the title and descriptions because we're going to redo that anyway. And what we don't want to do is bring across this, the description from the product details with all this information that we don't really need. What we can do is we can come back to this later and get the more relevant information such as size and stuff that we might actually want. So we won't do the description for now, but we will override the images because we want those images to carry over with the other variants. So if we click override and click variants, what we'll do is we'll clean up the variants first. So we'll just give a little capital B on that blue there. All the others have capitals, which looks great. We can see the wattage, 8 watts. What we'll do is we'll get rid of that shortly because we don't really want to drop down that only has one kind of option in it. It looks a bit messy, and I'll explain that very shortly as well. And the price, we're just going to leave the price. So what we're not going to do, we won't put it on sale because it already is quite expensive, especially for an item that's coming off AliExpress. We don't really want to put it at a much higher price, but that is the minimum 3 times markup that we set up earlier in the last video from Oberlo. So clicking on images, so you can see here guys, if you wanted to include any other images, you could include all those. And we're just going to add these images to import across. As you can see, they don't have the watermarks like these ones, so the customer can get more of a better kind of understanding of how it looks in more lifestyle type shots with books and stuff like that. All right, now we'll just push that and override. So if we actually refresh this product page now, because we've overridden it with the actual product from AliExpress, you can see now that the price has carried over. All those variants have carried over now, as well as the images. And you can see that they're assigned to the variants, so they change as the variants change. And you can see what I was just talking about earlier with the wattage. That's something we can actually put in the description. We don't need a drop-down box for that. And you can see it takes up a lot of room, and it's a bit unprofessional having a drop-down box that you can't actually change. So the way to fix that is we'll just go back into our Shopify backend. Click on products, we'll go back into that lamp, and we'll just go edit options, and we're just going to remove that wattage there. Now if we click save, that should be gone once we go back into it. And another thing we're going to do is we're going to drag these nicer lifestyle images to the front so that all our watermark ones are behind them as the customer's kind of viewing them. Now if we go back into our online store, just click customize, go back to that lamp. And now you can see that that little 8 watts drop down box is completely gone, and all our nicer lifestyle images are to the front. But when you select it, you can see that, wood grain, it says it's got 5 color modes with the yellow light. So that's great. So as you can see, it's really, really plain still. There's no social proof, and there's nothing to actually make you as a customer want to trust purchasing off this website. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some social proof in the form of 5-star ratings. Now, you would have seen these all the time on, when a new movie comes out and the advertising, if it's got good ratings, they'll really flaunt off the 5-star ratings. And pretty much everywhere, hotels, restaurants, Amazon, AliExpress itself. Obviously, you've got AliExpress, which, this customer has a really good reviews, 4.9 stars. So, as we're looking at, the feedback, you're always looking at the feedback that you're going to bring across onto your website. So, you can see how like 5-star reviews help you choose the right suppliers to, get your products from. So it's the exact same, mentality that your customers have. They want to look at any reviews that you have before they purchase off you. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the App Store. So we'll go into Shopify, just into the back end. Now, the good thing about Shopify, like I mentioned in the last video, is the abundance of apps that you can actually apply to your store. So there's a few apps we can use. One app is called Ratings Widget. So just typing in here. So one of the advantages to Rating Widget is, if you have products that you're not really, really confident in, it doesn't have that ability for your customers to leave comments. So just checking here, this is what it looks like. So you can see that it's actually quite customizable in the way you have everything. But it doesn't have that little part at the bottom where customers can leave feedback. Now, if you're a private label or you are really confident in your product, this probably isn't the app for you. You'd want something where they can leave comments and stuff. But, if you're selling something like clothing that might fit small, or, something arrives broken, and just, with stuff with AliExpress in general, not always being the best quality, you might actually want to have a reviews app that people can't leave comments, and that way you can rate it and you can get your friends to rate it, but people can't look too much in depth in terms of, other people saying, bad things about it. So that's Rating Widget. Another one is called Yotpo. Now, Yotpo, it's pretty much the same thing. It's completely free. I think you can get better plans and stuff on it as well. But one of the advantages to Yotpo, like I said, depends how you look at it, is the ability to actually leave comments for your customers. So you can see here, like say that was the bottom of your product page, they can actually not only see the star ratings, but they can also write a review. So that's Yotpo there. That's really good. But what we want, particularly with AliExpress, is one called Looks Reviews. So we'll just go into that. The good thing about Looks Reviews is what it will do is it will actually import the the happy customer reviews or the reviews from AliExpress. And what you can do is you can actually cancel out the bad reviews. So for example, if you wanted it just to import all your 5-star reviews, like as you can see here, it can import it for that particular product. So if we go into our eye protection lamp desk or whatever it's called, you can see here that all these reviews, so the way it comes in the packaging. So this actually looks like a really good lamp. It's got like a lot of good reviews. So what you can do is you can actually import this, and you can tell that Looks Reviews app that you don't want anything below 5 stars, or maybe you want 4 stars and 5 stars and nothing below 3 stars. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to get Looks Reviews. We're going to download this app. So as you can see, it's $9.99 a month, and we have a 14-day free trial. So I'm just going to click get there. You can see that we can just install it to our store. So you click install app, and what that's going to do is it's going to install that exact app to our store. So it will require a bit of coding. So what I'm going to do, let's see if I can get around without doing the plan. So it looks like I'm going to have to select a plan to continue, guys. So what I'm going to do, just going to pause the video quickly, and I'm going to code that in so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about there. Okay, guys, so I've coded, or I haven't really coded, it was pretty simple and all imported um, automatically, but I've imported all the reviews now on from looks. So you can see now on our product page, we have our product, so it's still quite bland, but if we scroll down, we can actually see how much reviews have imported over. So this can make a massive difference in building your customers' trust, because now the customer can look at the review and look what other people were saying. They can see that it only took 12 days to arrive. It was packaged well. Probably not this one. I shouldn't have really imported that one, but the customer can get an idea of how the packaging looks and how it looks when it arrives and what other customers are saying, which can really make a huge difference on increasing your conversion rate. Now what we want to do is we want to add a trust logo. Now with the trust logo, we want to position it right under the add to cart button. So what we need to do is we need to go into Google. And what we've typed in here is something along the lines of, checkout trust logo, money back guarantee trust logos. And I've come across this one, which I really like. So I'm just going to save this one here. We're going to go into our product. We're going to place it in the description. Now, if you know how to code, or you have a developer, you can actually code it in there. So it's automatically under all your product descriptions. But if you don't know how to code and you're just starting out, you don't really have the money for a developer or anything like that, what you can do is you can just go here, insert image, upload file. We can actually upload that image straight in. And copy it there. So we'll just make it a little bit smaller so it's not too blurry. Space that out a bit and we'll save that. So we'll just refresh this page now. Now you can see we have a trust logo. So what we want to do is we want to center that so it's nice and center to the button and everything. So we just go center align and save. So refresh that. You can see now we have a nice trust logo that's nice and centered. We'll see if we can make it a bit bigger. We don't really want it to be too blurry, but we do want it to be really noticeable. All right. So with your trust logos, guys, you don't want to have it too full on. You see a lot of trust logos with websites, and they've got like every kind of secure kind of website thing, whether it be Norton or McAfee, and it's all in the one, and they're really full on. You want something clean and simple. If you can have a satisfaction guarantee or a money back guarantee, that's a massive bonus. It can really help with your conversions, and the customer, knowing that they can get their money back if they do have a complaint or anything like that. So now you can see the massive difference this has made so far. We've got our trust logo, and our product reviews and stuff. With your product pages, guys, you always want to make sure you have clear images. So these ones are quite good. If you have images with watermarks and stuff, not so much these ones because it's not too bad, but a lot of products you'll see they have Chinese watermarks on the photos, or really just watermarks that you don't really need at all. So if you can get the pictures without watermarks, it's a massive bonus, particularly on your collection pages. As you're scrolling, it's also a good habit to see if you can get photos that are all clean and have white crisp backgrounds. So as you're scrolling, they all have clean backgrounds. Now this lamp doesn't really have one like that, but yes, it does have quite nice and clear photos, so that's not too bad. So Lifestyle images like this that I was mentioning earlier are also really great. So if you can get some photos where, you know, it's got books around it. For example, if it was a pillow, you'd want, you know, maybe lifestyle images of that pillow on a bed or, you know, on a couch, so your customers can get a really good idea of, you know, the product, how it looks, you know, in their own environment. And they can kind of think that once they buy it, all right, this is what that pillow, for example, would look like on my couch, or, you know, or the size comparison and stuff. It can really help with, you know, sizing comparisons and comparing it to things like that. So if we get out of that now, what we also could do is with the sizing. So obviously size is really important. You want to have the size mentioned on your product page. So I think I saw it earlier. So images like this, you might not want that, but you might want the size there. So what we can do, we'll just close that little box there, is we'll screenshot this. We'll go add images. And we'll upload the size there. So obviously your customers will want to know how big this particular lamp is before they purchase it. So it does help that it is in the reviews now. They can see a comparison to like a computer and stuff like that. But if we refresh that now, that image we just pasted in, now your customers can get an idea of the size. So it's also a good habit to actually put the size in to the description itself. So looking at our product page now, we have like a nice green button. You can essentially choose whatever button color you like. It's best to split test these to find what color works best for your niche in terms of conversion rate. We have a nice trust logo there. We have our reviews app there. What you can do as well, if you have a developer or know how to code, you can code that, you know, the trust stars there, or those, you know, 5-star ratings there up here, which can really help as well. Similar to what this AliExpress page here, if we scroll up, they've got the stars at the top. So, you know, it's good if you can get an app or, you know, recode this so the stars are at the top there. All right, so we have our trust logo, add to cart, but we can see our description is still very, very bland. So what we can do there is actually look at other websites. So if you're not really creative, you know, a creative writer, or you're not good at copywriting, what you can do is actually look at other websites with similar products. And I'm not saying go copyright what they've got, but you can, you know, change stuff around a bit. So if we look at this Beacon Lighting website, for example, you can see that, you know, they've got a really good description here where it says it's a versatile table lamp. Not only does it have a great reading light that's adjustable, it has wireless chaining capability. So stuff like that, which you can really, you know, put in your description. So what we're going to do, obviously don't do this, this is just for the example, but just to give an example of you know, what I mean when I say you want a really good description, is we're just going to say that. So obviously that's not relevant to this particular product, all right, but you don't want just a boring description that says this is a great lamp. So when you're working on your product descriptions, you want something you know, that is more descriptive and, you know, explains the product a bit more. So obviously this is quite a good description for, you know, this lamp, for example, that you might want to put it on your own product page. So we have our trust logo now. We've got a much better description, which is really, really important. And we have our reviews now. So one thing you do want to explain when the customer is looking at the description is, you know, they're going to be looking at it, and you want to have them, you know, think that, you know, I know how the product works. I know what the product is. So, you know, you want to, in your descriptions, be able to explain what exactly the product is, how it works, and the size. So, like I said, generally you put that size in the description there, and you'd have the size of the product. Another question they're going to ask themselves is, can I return it? So that's like I was mentioning just earlier with the satisfaction guarantee. That can really help with answering that question for the customer, as well as having a proper refund policy. So you can see in the last video, we added our refund policy down there. The customer wants to know, can I return it if something goes bad or I'm not happy with it? So make sure you have your refund policy easy to find, either in your footer. I probably wouldn't recommend putting it in your main menu, but satisfaction, 100%, guarantees and stuff like that can really help with increasing your conversion rate. And what you can do is you can also put these trust logos and satisfaction guarantees in your actual checkout. Another thing they're going to be asking is, can I contact and ask questions? So you can see that we haven't actually made a contact us page yet. So what you can do is you can make a contact us page and put it in your footer, or you can also go to your online store, your sales channels, and you can add a sales channel and get like a little messenger icon. So there's lots of apps out there as well. You can get like Facebook Messenger or little messenger apps. But what I'd recommend doing is having a little messenger app like in either the bottom right or the bottom left, just in the corner, so that your customers can easily contact you. So I really hope that helps, guys. You can see the big difference with this product page. It's still clean, simple, but it builds a lot more trust with having a trust logo and some reviews in there versus our other products. If we look at the pillows, look at the massive difference here. So there's no social proof, no reviews. Obviously we've got that reviews app imported now, but no social proof at all. So if we actually go to our lamps, we've got that social proof. We've got the trust logo, the money back guarantee signs. These little changes, guys, on your product page can make massive differences in your conversion rate. So I really hope that video helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're not in our closed group on Facebook, feel free to join. It's Mark Peterson, Ecom Blueprint. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Cheers.